Morning, fellow mutters. Toad Matt here. I'm gonna cut right to the chase because I have limited background music time. Jamming out to some Austin Psych Fest. Well, Houston, the Fusible link, the FJ62 Fusible link has landed. Let me get that right. Houston, the FJ62 LG-PNEA USA spec Fusible link has landed. Part number 90982-08251. Even came up with a banner before shooting the video. Pretty snappy, huh? Skunk Works Lab genuine parts. This is a first. Maybe I should mail that to Gizzy Racing. Alright, but I made a whole pile of them. Anyone who wants a Fusible link gets a they get a limited edition banner, parts label. So enough of that monkey business. I don't have a script. That's unscripted. Alright, so there we go. Okay, so let me turn down the background music. Because I have some important things to say, darn it. Okay, so got my pointer, no more hands in the way, got an old antenna, might be better, huh? So, here we go. 90982-08251 was discontinued over 10 years ago. But I have to give a shout out to one special individual, and that's at Cruiser Matt from Cruiser Matt's Off-Road in Winter Park, Florida, because without him and this bag, well, they seem insignificant at the moment, but without his donations to the cause, which will be returned to him, they weren't hurt in any way, but this was the only verifiable specimen of an original FJ62 Fusible link, a post-production one, like a service part, not the original factory one, because if you notice, these have gray, like machine gray connector housings. The original factory ones, and the connectors I've been able to source, come in a variety of colors, but I went with the translucent and the green, like the OEM factory ones. I couldn't find gray. I would love to have gray. Gray's, that's all feng shui and stuff. The green and I don't like natural connectors. I have a pet peeve about that. But that's for a discussion for another time. Let's get this out of the way in a moment. I gave much thought to how, and actually a lot of thought, to be very honest and open and transparent. I probably overthought this a little bit in the last 2 hours. How was I going to present it? How was I going to offer it? I was not going to simply offer the Fusible link by itself, like Toyota did, because I don't think that covers the prevention methods. Why do Fusible links fail? In my experience on 60s and 62s and even 40s and stuff, I've personally burned them up doing two things: jumper cables and working on the truck like a wrench or a tool will cross the battery posts and arc positive to negative. That's how I've burned them up. I've never actually had one just fail on its own. Well, I'm kind of a nerd. I keep my battery terminals clean. The ones on corrosion, I'd polish them out. But that's how I've burned them up. So, and I know other people have too. I've read the thread posts and stuff. Somebody's working on their truck and this and that, and a lot of it's corrosion. But that's another reason to include the parts that I did and omit the ones that I decided to. And I'll share the reasons on that later. They're really important, so pay attention. If you have to go take a leak or grab a cold one, hit the pause button and do it now, because I got some deep thoughts here and I have some stuff to say, and I think you should listen up if you have a 62 and the Fusible link topic is important to you, because it's been important to me. I've I stopped keeping track of the hours, figuring out these connectors. You have no idea. It got frustrating. I almost gave up at one time, but giving up is not my way. But this came close. So, let's get cruiser mats. Donated carcasses out of the way temporarily. So this is the I could get my paws in here. Check her out. She's got the women or whatever with N62s have like some ghetto track auto battery cable. They're gonna be tempted to cut this off or do something stupid with it, and I'll pardon the language, but not on my watch. I spent too much time to see one of these get fouled up, and you know what I meant by that. So, included with my Fusible link, my handiwork, the Skunkworks Lab genuine parts, will be a Toyota genuine parts 2005 Land Cruiser positive battery terminal. This is a Yazaki product. These things will stand the test of time, but more importantly, it has the 8mm by 1.25 thread pitch stud on it. These are called service terminals. Once you put them on the battery post and tighten down the 10mm special hex bolt, you don't take them off. You unscrew the 12mm hex. This is a special battery bolt, a battery nut, flange nut. I don't know if it's got some sort of Yamaha marine property or something. It doesn't really corrode, but this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the post and the nut to secure it. But I want to step further. That covers excuse me, that covers attaching it to the battery. But what's going to prevent it from getting burned up by jumper cables crossing or tools crossing? Well, boys and girls, surprise, surprise. How many of you guys ever seen, oh, get out of there, little connector. How many of you guys ever seen one of these before? These are what I use on my the battery cables I hand make. Every positive battery cable gets this for numerous reasons why. That hole goes where the nut is. There's side exit flap and a door, side exit door, and another door. They're designed, excuse me, to go down. So it comes off the post and goes down like I make the cables. But each door is for an accessory or a fusible link. So the fusible link doesn't go on parallel. It goes on perpendicular, like so. Or at least that's the idea. Ooh, I fouled up. So, oop. No, we got it. Yeah, sorry. I'm looking for the battery cable. It's not on my little display here, my shadow box, or whatever the heck you want to call it. So, watch this. All right, check this out. I've never actually seen this from this point of view, so this is pretty cool. That bolt goes in there after you secure it, and keep in mind there's a positive battery cable on here too. Oh, get in there. There you go. And look, whammo! The fusible link is safely exit outside the door. It's insulated, and then it connects to the mothership harness. Whoopsie. So that is what you get. And then, of course, the cable goes to the accordion here, hooks there and goes that, and then, you know, shoots down like so. I guess pretend that's a cable. But, so we got the period correct fusible link, 100% Toyota genuine parts, non-USA sourced in both a couple different destination markets. Let me tell you what, and this is where I'm going with this topic, I guess. I had to take 2 fusible links to make this, 2 separate part numbers, and source the connector separately, because neither fusible links came with the correct connector. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 different part numbers there. If you get into the nut and the connector housing, Toyota mat would include all the harness connectors, the mating matching stuff, and this clown, the junction box, which I can't find the single one. This is the only thing Toyota makes now, is this double one. So you got to have a junction box. This was the original one, the small one that Cruiser Matt lent me. I mean, this thing, I'm sure it was a lot less than this, but you know, it wasn't. This isn't that bad. It's not $20-$30 or anything. But this cute little guy, I could not find anything that had a single post. If anyone knows of a junction block that has the single post, let me know, because I know hypothetically it would be less than this. But you know, Houston, the FJ62 LG-PNEA fusible link has landed. 90982-08251 lives once again. And I want to give just another big shout out to Cruiser Matt, and also anyone who posted in my request thread for original photographs of specimens and stuff. I did have someone else offer to send parts in, but I already had Matt's. But everyone's on their truck, and one thing I noticed, man, and this is a key point, and I'll close out here. Almost every single setup that I saw on a 62 was uniquely different from each other one. People have put in Band-Aids, patches, eye patches, casts, kegs, Band-Aids, strips, whatever, on these things for years. No more. No more. This is a closed chapter. So, one last topic. I asked for some feedback on reproducing the 90999-00104 cold climate Arctic spec diesel butterfly key, which would work on all 60s and 62s. I didn't get any response from that, so maybe it doesn't matter. It matters to me. But if anyone has any input on, you know, the butterfly key, I'm not looking for investors or anything. Or am I the only one who's interested in it? Okay. Well, there's always an Easter egg and a unicorn at the end of all my tech videos, and today's no different. I got something real special. So, alright, fusible link stuff aside, alright, and keychains and stuff. If you're biting your nails, do it, because this is good. I'm trying to do the 12 days of Christmas. I'm a little bit late, but I sourced something very, very special in the non-USA far away. Let me get the wire out of here. Anybody recognize this? And know what it is? It's 6062 related. It's OEM Toyota, Kyoto. But take a look at it. These are old. 132. I think this is 2013, the second month, which puts this as almost 20 years old. The original parts packaging was dusty and some pokes and holes, and this electrical connector tells me a lot. This is like a 2000s electrical connector. You know, it's basic gray. It's some Suminoto. It does have the white locking feature in it, but Toyota doesn't use this anymore. This is very this connector is outdated. Now, this is the front side marker lights of a non-USA HJ61, and the bolt pattern and the fender hole. I did some homework. These are, well, they're not 100% plug and play, because you'll notice that the front marker light connector is a lot different than a 60 or 62. 60 or 62s used a 2-pin sealed. That's that odd square plug up there, I think. Yeah, and so we'll have to talk about connectors. Either I'm going to offer them as is and you're on your own, or, well, maybe I'll retrofit them. But, you know, it is an HJ61 part, and if an HJ61 person buys, they're going to want to write the connector. But I'm going to pull a fast one here. So, as you know, all my products custom Kyoto LED illumination. Nothing's incandescent at Skunk Works. It comes in new and it gets converted right away. So we're going to convert it with my new billet aluminum pure yellow LED bulbs. This is the latest and greatest. It's a new color spectrum. It's what I put in my 60 series lights, the regular FJ61, the flat lenses, not the 62 non-USA bubble lenses. These, I think they're South Africa spec, but they're definitely cold climate spec lights, and not really sure Arctic spec why you would need a bubble lens, but nevertheless it is. You know, it's got different markings. I hope I could get this bulb out. Oh boy, sometimes these are difficult. Nope, we got it. Out with the old. Bad incandescent. Okay, so I want to show you guys something. I want to show you what pure yellow is without the lens on it. So hang tight. Okay, we have ignition. T-minus 2 seconds. And let me move it here. It probably is going to screw with the camera, but anyway, get ready. This is pure yellow, not amber. Boom. Check that out. Look at the difference in the lens that's orange and the pure yellow light. This is I believe it's a 3500K spectrum, the pure yellow, and the lumens on this compared to the incandescent are, well, child's play. Actually, you know what? I should have did this first, but I'm going to prove a point here. I've never done a cross comparison. There is your incandescent, folks. God, it's like a dwarf star dying in the... That's what you get with an incandescent. You could walk by that and miss it, man. That's a nightlight for your child's bedroom. Now, custom Kyoto, only available exclusively at the Skunk Works. Nobody's cloned or copied that idea yet, thank God. But I don't know if they will, because you got to polarize the light in advance. So we're putting the pure yellow in. I mean, look at the brightness. The video don't lie, and Toy Matt doesn't lie either. Now look at the intensity. It changes the color of that amber bulb. That's JIS yellow. It's got a tint of orange, but now watch this. Look at the bubble lens. See how it shines light through the sides? The USA spec lenses are flat like pancakes. They don't do that. That bubble lens is there for a reason. It's a side marker, but it's almost like a vertical. It's just weird. It must reflect off the snow, but anyway, feast your eyes on that, because that is the wave of the future right there. FJ61. I found these in a gray market parts house in a place I won't discuss, but I bought them out. I cleaned them out, and I think I own the whole global inventory. Be cool if I did, because, well, everyone on Mud can have a share. But these are killer cool, man. If I ever get a 60 again, or a 62, absolutely put these on. I'm looking for red ones in the rear. In South Africa spec, they did have red bubble lenses, but I can't find any information on them. The example trucks only have these on the front. They're in a different location on the FJ61. They're more forward near the clearance lights. However, it's the same size. I measured the bolt hole centers and all. This will simply plug and play on an FJ60 USA spec or a 62 USA spec PNEA, or the FJ60L G-KA, or the Canada spec-KK. So that's it, man. That was a lot of that. I mean, take a look at that. You could read my parts labels. You think you'd be able to do that with the incandescent label? Hell no. Toy Matt.